Kai? Hey, are you still going out with that Kayla girl? Well, if you are, can you quit doing that to me and just open your eyes for once? All that girl is doing to you is brainwashing you into loving her instead of me. But I know that isn't you who wants to be with her, so you need to get a grip. Hurry up and just open your eyes already. And once you've seen that I'm the one for you and not her, come and marry me, please. You and I have been friends with each other the longest, and so we have ties to one another that even she can't beat.
Well, listen, Maggie.
What?
I know that you were never made aware of this, but I'm already married to Kayla.
Huh? Since when did the two of you get married?
About 1 month ago, I think. When we had finished our wedding, we handed in our marriage papers and became legally married.
You guys had a wedding?
We haven't gotten around to getting a place of our own just yet to live in, but that doesn't mean we aren't a married couple now.
Well, I never heard anything about you guys getting married.
We didn't really want to throw a massive wedding for everyone to be at that would take forever to set up and a lot of our money. So we both agreed on having a smaller wedding that would just be for our family and the wedding itself held at a local church.
Only for your guys' family. You see me as your family as well, right? I mean, you and I grew up in the same neighborhood with one another ever since we were in preschool, and had gone to the same schools ever since then.
When I say my family, I mean my family that I'm related to by blood, which really only means my brothers and sisters, as well as my parents and grandparents.
Then what about me?
All you are is an old-time friend from back when we played together in the same neighborhood. Yeah, we went to the same schools and all that, but you and I never actually hung out much as we got older, and we never really talked after graduating high school.
I know that, but then how about we find a way to get me to become a part of your family? I'll go out and start filling out marriage papers for us, and then you and I can get married.
What the heck? I told you already that I'm married to Kayla. Handing in those papers will only be a waste of time for you.
But you and I should get married to each other, right? I'll even let the city know so that they'll cancel your marriage to Kayla and make me your wife.
Why do you think the two of us should be getting married to one another? Do you understand? I already have a wife of my own, and her name is Kayla. And anyone besides Kayla is not gonna end up becoming my wife, because I have no desire for that. Now stop it with all this crap, please.
But that's...
Stop it.
Kai, are you alright?
Kayla? Why are you asking me if I'm alright? Huh?
I'm talking about what happened with Maggie. She finally learned about how you and I got married without her knowing anything, but now she's started to say a bunch of strange things again, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm sure that when she finds out about the place we'll be living in starting next month, she's gonna be furious.
Was she able to find out what we're planning to do for our honeymoon trip soon?
Right. Well, Mom and Dad have been doing their best to keep all that information a secret from everyone else, so I don't think it'll be easy for her to find anything out about that, but we can't be too sure.
Well, we only have 1 more month before we head out on a romantic trip with one another.
Well, we'll have to see what happens soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping that things don't get too out of hand with her, though. After seeing the messages she's already sent you before, I feel that I'm going to have to say something if things continue to get worse. But also, something like this trip, even if she hasn't found out all about it yet, can't and won't stay hidden for long.
Right.
And another thing, about her saying that she plans to hand in your guys' marriage papers, you can send a message to the city office right now saying that you will have nothing to do with her if she sends those papers in. But if it's already too late and they've gotten the marriage papers from Maggie already, they aren't going to accept them. You're already married to me legally, and so they can't process whatever she hands them when they see you're already married. And in the 1 in a million chance things do go through, you'll be able to divorce her easily, considering we have all the legal documents showing we married first.
That's true. Thank you, Kayla.
Good morning, Kai. Today is the start of our honeymoon trip, so I just wanted to make sure you're awake.
Good morning, Kayla. I'm wide awake right now, and I'm just about to start leaving my place.
I'm on the same route as you right now as well. And I don't really want to have to ask this, but how have things been with Maggie? Do you feel as though she's going to try coming along, or like she's found anything about our trip out at all?
At this time, I'm feeling as though everything is going all right on our end, but that could just be me, and she could already be coming after us.
Is that so?
Well, we shouldn't have to worry too much about her. You and I have a plane to catch, and we shouldn't waste time trying to get her off our backs only to be late and miss the plane.
Good point. So let's just start by making it to the airport.
All right. I'll be waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs at Reynolds Station so that we can get on the last subway before the airport together.
Okay, I'll be looking for you. Kai, I'm assuming that you're about to be getting off that plane, right?
Maggie, what plane are you talking about right now?
I was planning on making this all one huge surprise for you, so I never told you anything about me being here. But to tell you the truth, I'm here to celebrate your honeymoon with you. And as for the hotel that you and Kayla will be staying at during your trip, I know about it as well. I made sure to look everything up in secret so that this could be a surprise for you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a room at the same hotel, but I'm at another hotel close by, so don't worry.
How were you even able to find out what hotel we planned to stay at? There shouldn't have been anyone who knew about our plans that were willing to spill the news to you.
Well, actually, I don't think I've ever told you anything about this yet, but I'm actually really good friends with one of your coworkers.
Who?
There's a new girl there that just entered a little while back as a part-timer, right?
That girl, huh?
Well, she was kind enough to tell me the dates that you took off to go on your honeymoon. And after using those dates to look further into what kind of hotel you could be staying at, I found the right one. And that's the reason why I've been waiting for you in the exact same place you plan to have your honeymoon. So romantic of me, right?
How is any of this romantic to you?
Well, it would be the best if you didn't bring that hag Kayla along with you.
I'm not messing around right now, Maggie. Do you actually think that Kayla and I will let you off easy if you're gonna get in the way of our very important vacation together?
And that's the thing, Kai. You're wrong. This is the important vacation of both you and me.
I am married to Kayla.
You happen to be married to her legally, so I'll give you that one. But that doesn't bother me. Just as long as you and I are married by soul and body. This honeymoon that you set up for the two of us is going to be the start of yours and my marriage. And you don't have to worry about a thing regarding Kayla because I know deep down that you want to love me, and I won't let her stop us from having our love. You and I can enjoy the beaches of Hawaii as we make love to each other on every single one of them.
What?
I'll be waiting for you in the lobby of the Yotube hotel you both plan to stay at. You can tell Kayla that you're going out for a bit and then come on out to be with me. Kai, how have things been going? Is Maggie really down there in the lobby right now?
Well, she's actually not down there right now, and I'm sure about that because with her, had she seen me down there, she would have jumped out of the shadows to be with me. So you don't have to worry about her now, but I'm sure that she is in Hawaii right now.
You think it'll be okay for me to come down there to see you now?
Yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
Then I'll start heading down there right now.
All right.
Kai, you never came to see me yesterday, and I was so lonely because of that. I'm sure that Kayla got in the way of you coming to see me and everything, but I'm sure today you can find a time to come see me, right? I made sure to get to the hotel really early in the morning for you, so when you wake up, come on down to the lobby and see me. And that way the two of us can be with one another and not have anyone get in our way. And when you do come to see me, I'll bring you back to my hotel room where we can make love to one another from morning to night without ever having to stop. Ah, that's right. This is supposed to be our honeymoon after all, so I made sure to get us a suite room. I made sure to get this room for us before it was taken by anyone else without even looking at the cost of it, so make sure that later on you pay me back for it, okay? Kai, I started to get pretty hungry, so I'm in the restaurant right now next to the lobby, grabbing a quick bite to eat, but I'll make sure to be back in the lobby waiting for you when I'm finished. I don't want you missing me when you come down, so make sure to wait a little bit if you're already on your way down. Kai? Hey, Kai! Can you come down here right now? There's an emergency! I'm in a pinch.
What is going on with you?
You finally replied to me. I'm guessing that you finally freed yourself from that hag, Kayla, and are able to talk to me again? Thank goodness.
Really? So that's what you were trying to do by saying that? You told me that it was an emergency, so I had to respond with something to make sure you were at least alive still?
Wait! I'm not kidding when I say I'm in a pinch. I'm sorry to have to ask you this early in the morning, but do you think you can come down here and pay for my breakfast?
Huh?
You do know where that really expensive restaurant is right next to the lobby of the Yotube Hotel, right?
Are you not carrying any money on you?
I did bring some money with me, but... well, I just thought that I'd be able to meet you right away after getting to Hawaii, so I didn't bring a whole lot. And as for my credit card, I already spent as much as I could on it.
So, you really have been going at it, paying for everything.
Well, this is our honeymoon after all, and I want it to be perfect. I wanted to make sure that we'd have amazing memories of it, so I went all out. Really, really, really. Hawaii is the best. And so because I've already spent everything I have, I'd like you to come down here and pay for my breakfast.
Why should I have to pay for you?
You are a longtime friend of mine, so it's only fair that you pay for me. Oh, my mistake. I'm your wife now, so that means you'll pay for anything that makes me happy.
I'm not sure how many more times I'll have to say this to you, but my wife is Kayla, not you. And right now I'm just getting back home to my place.
Huh? Your place?
I'm already back in Chicago now. That's what I'm saying.
Huh? You're back in Chicago now? You already flew back there without me?
That's exactly right.
But wait, you still have a few more days off after today that you won't be going back to work for, right?
Well, the trip that my wife and I took to Hawaii started a bit sooner than you were aware. And the reason we still have some days off left is because now that we're back here, Kayla and I need to begin moving into our new house together.
New house?
We saw that it'd be the perfect timing for us to move into our new house after the honeymoon, and so that's the plan we ended up making.
That's the honeymoon in Hawaii that we'd both been waiting for.
Both? Let me tell you something, Maggie. The honeymoon that Kayla and I took wasn't even to Hawaii, but Bali.
Bali? You guys didn't go to Hawaii? But look, the hotel you guys stayed at was the Yotube Hotel here in Hawaii, right?
And that group of hotels has a hotel in Bali as well.
Huh? That's so messed up, though. Because the friend of mine that started working in the same company as you told me that your honeymoon would be in Hawaii.
And that's because I told everyone at my work that we'd be going to Hawaii, so they didn't know the real location of where we planned to go.
Huh?
And as for that friend, it's looking like she'll quit her part-time job here soon, so I'm gonna say something about her. She told me plenty of times already when we worked together that you kept asking about me and wanted to know why that was. So I told her the truth about you, but also said that you could tell her where we planned to go for our honeymoon, because we lied to everyone there already. And that's why she told you Hawaii instead of Bali. But when she told you Hawaii, you continued to heckle her about where we'd be staying and all of that. And so I told her to just tell you the name of our hotel as well, but then stop talking to you after that.
Huh? So the timing for your guys' honeymoon and where you were going was all wrong?
That's right.
What the heck? You have to be kidding me, right? Wait, what about the bill for this restaurant? What should I do? Crap, this is all going to get really nasty.
You don't have to tell me that. I'm going to be very clear with you that no matter what you try and get me to do, I have no desire to help you out.
What? Kai?
Do something on your own.
But I can't.
Well, you trying to get me to help you also won't work. Bye now.
Kai!
And with all that, you can see that my honeymoon with Kayla was a success, and we were able to enjoy our time in Guam before coming back home without ever having to deal with Maggie. And as for Maggie, it's insane to think that she ran out of money in Hawaii and she tried her best to get someone to give her money. But after sitting at that restaurant for so long, waiting and waiting for someone to help her, the restaurant staff began to suspect that something was up. And so when the staff confronted her on the bill, she told them everything, and she was forced to call her parents in a last-ditch effort. They picked up the phone and apologized for what their daughter had done before telling the restaurant they'd pay for her. And after having her meal paid for and being kicked out of the restaurant and hotel, she was on her way back home to Chicago. But this would not be the end for her. A week after getting back into Chicago from Hawaii, she married a man in his 50s out of desperation, who then told her that his parents needed someone around them to help care for them in their old age. And so, Maggie was forced to move in with his mom and dad, where she now works day after day caring for them, while also being picked on by the both of them for her lack of skills when it comes to being a good wife. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hi, sister. Thanks for getting divorced with Giorgio for me. I'm glad you realized that I was just the better woman for him and stepped aside. Rosella, you've got some nerve contacting me like this. What? But I just came to tell you that we turned in the marriage papers to the city hall. We're husband and wife now. And what makes you think I wanted to know that? I mean, this is a happiness that couldn't have been achieved without your help, so I thought I would share it with you. Oops, sorry. I forgot that you lost your own happiness because of it. Oh, I'm so insensitive. Forgive me. I was just so happy myself that I forgot to think about what you felt. As an apology, I promise to find long-lasting happiness with Giorgio, so forgive me, all right? Do whatever you want. I don't care. I don't need a cheating man who's so easily seduced by someone like you anyways. I know that you went after Giorgio because he works at a large trading company and has a large salary as well, but I pity you and all other women like you who can only find love by stealing other people's boyfriends. Huh? What even is that? Aren't you being a bit too mean? It's not my fault that the two of us were meant for each other. The fact that you got so angry at what I said means that you are at least a little self-conscious about it, aren't you? Shut up! You're just jealous of me because guys don't find you attractive, but they find me attractive. I don't want to be told something like that by someone who's only interested in hand-me-downs from other women. Seriously, have you ever even thought about it like that? Oh, what did you just say to me? It's not my fault if guys find me more attractive than other women. And it's not like I steal their boyfriends. It's more that they come to me voluntarily. Right. Well, I guess you're right in at least one thing. Every boyfriend you stole until now was a cheating piece of scum. To be honest, I actually think you're doing a favor to all those girls whose boyfriends you stole by taking their trash boyfriend away from them. Anyways, I need to unpack my stuff now since I moved. I don't have the time to talk with an idiot like you, so bye. Huh? What's your deal even? Why are you acting all arrogant towards me like that? You're just the woman Giorgio threw away. I swear I'll become so happy with him that you'll start crying when you see us next. Hi, sister. You received the invitation to me and Giorgio's wedding, right? Hurry up and reply to it, will you? Oh, I guess I don't even need to tell you this, but make sure you reply saying that you'll come, okay? You see, I'm going to make you give us a wedding gift of a huge amount of money. I got the wedding invitation through our parents' house, but why do I need to come to your wedding? Besides, all of our relatives and even your friends from our hometown know already that you stole my fiancé from me. You're still going to have a wedding ceremony despite that? I'm impressed. Just where exactly did you throw away your sense of shame? Or did you seriously just think that they wouldn't think anything of how you just stole my fiancé like that? None of that matters as long as the two of us love each other. They'll have no choice but to accept our wedding when they see how happy the two of us are with each other. Is that so?
Oh, that reminds me. I told you this earlier, but you're the loser of this fight, so I'm going to make you give me a wedding gift of a huge amount of money. I'm going to make you give me 30,000 euros to be exact.
Huh? What fight?
The fight over Giorgio, of course. Once you see how madly in love the two of us are with each other, you'll just give up and give us the 30,000 euros. Who knows? You might be able to forget about all of this and move on.
I'm not coming to your wedding. Seriously, what made you think that I'd want to come, Rosella? You were always like this, never caring about how other people felt and always just assuming that the world revolved around you.
What? But are you sure you don't want to come? If you don't, you're never going to move on from this, and you're going to regret not coming.
I have no regrets over a man like Giorgio. On the other hand, I actually pity you, Rosella. To think that you're about to marry an idiot like him.
What? Just because you're mad that I stole him from you doesn't mean you can insult him like that. You're such a mean person, Sophia.
If that's what you think, then isn't it better that you just don't invite me to your wedding? After all, I am just a mean person that's not going to celebrate it anyways.
What are you talking about? There's no point in having a wedding if you're not going to be there, idiot. We're going to be hosting this wedding ceremony specifically to crown the satisfaction I received by stealing Giorgio from you. There's no point if you're not there to see it, right?
Huh? So this wedding ceremony is going to crown your idiocracy then? All right, then I think I'll plan a little something of my own too.
Oh, so that means you're going to come to the wedding, right? Please show me your best pitiful loser face at the wedding, okay? We'll give you a seat at the front row at the wedding reception. Look forward to it, all right? Hey, Sophia. The day is finally here, isn't it? Today is me and Giorgio's wedding. Finally, I've been waiting for this day so long. I hope you brought the 30,000 euro wedding gift as promised. Oh, and just like I told you, you're going to be sitting in the front row at our wedding reception. I thought that if I didn't do that, then you would probably just try and hide in the back, but I'm not going to let my own sister do that at my wedding. All right, I'm going to be changing into my wedding dress for Giorgio now, so see you later. Try not to throw a tantrum when you see the two of us exchange vows, all right? Sophia, what do you mean you aren't at the wedding venue? Canceling without a notice is considered impolite, you know. And it's not just you, even. Why is 90% of the people I invited not here? But they said that they would come. Even mom and dad aren't here. Our aunt and uncle and our cousins as well, and none of them came. Hold on. Is this your doing, Sophia? Did you tell all of them to reply to my wedding invitation saying that they'd come but not actually come to the wedding or something? You were supposed to give me a wedding gift of 30,000 euros, right? And to think I was planning on using the money I received from everyone's wedding gifts to pay for the wedding. I need your 30,000 euros especially. Jesus. It's fine if you don't come to the wedding anymore. Just deposit the 30,000 euros to my bank account. Sister, sorry, but I actually need you to give me 50,000 euros now. I'm adding 20,000 euros as an alimony for ruining our wedding, which was supposed to be the start of our happiness.
Speaking of alimonies.
Oh, Sophia, finally you replied. So, like I already said, I need you to deposit 50,000 euros to my bank account.
I'm not going to be giving you any money, Rosella. On the other hand, though, when are you going to pay the alimony that you owe me?
What? What in the world are you talking about?
Did you forget that I asked both you and Giorgio for an alimony of 30,000 euros? You see, Giorgio told me to wait until you two had your wedding, but that's today, isn't it? Can I take that to mean that you're going to pay the alimony as soon as possible?
What? But I don't know anything about that.
Oh, so you didn't hear anything from Giorgio?
No, he didn't tell me anything about an alimony. Besides, why do we even have to pay you an alimony in the first place? I mean, Giorgio is your ex-fiance, right? And since now the two of us are married, he's also your brother-in-law. You're seriously going to be so evil and heartless as to make a family member pay you an alimony? You're a sick person, Sophia.
You've got some nerve calling me sick after you just stole my fiancé and are now asking me to give you 50,000 euros as a wedding gift. It doesn't matter whether it's my sister or not. I can legally ask an alimony from you two for Giorgio cheating on me to be with you instead.
Huh? But I already told you that it's not my fault that the two of us were meant for each other. What is so wrong about wanting to be with your soulmate?
Your soulmate, huh? Well, I guess you've lasted longer with Giorgio than any other boyfriend of yours until now. It's still only been a few months, though, so we'll see. Hold on. Don't tell me. But did you think that you would somehow be able to get away without having to pay an alimony if it's your sister's fiancé you stole? Did you think that you were so lucky he was my fiancé or something?
I mean, you're my sister. And you're Giorgio's ex-fiancé as well. I thought that alimonies didn't work when the person you were asking one for was your family.
Just where did you get that information? Seriously, you know you could have just looked it up on the internet or something, right? It doesn't matter who it is. If they cheated on me, of course I'm going to make them pay me an alimony. This is your apology for betraying me, and the thing that will crown my revenge towards you.
What do you mean, crown your revenge? But me and Giorgio were supposed to find happiness. You're going to be so mean as to ruin that for us?
Yes. Sorry, but I'm no saint that's going to just forgive you two for what you did, Rosella. Besides, who doesn't want 30,000 euros? And seriously, you're the one who's going to call me mean? Didn't you just try hosting a wedding ceremony as a way to crown your superiority over me, but ended up failing miserably? I got off topic, though. Just tell me, when are you going to pay me the alimony?
Don't ask me. I didn't hear anything about this.
Fine, then ask Giorgio when he's going to pay the alimony.
You go and ask him yourself.
Yeah, but it's going to be such a hassle for me. You're with him right now, aren't you? Just go to where he is right now and explain the situation to him.
But Giorgio said that there was somewhere he needed to go first, and I haven't seen him since arriving at the wedding venue. I'll ask him when I get home. Sophia, could you just forget about the alimony we owe you? You see, about the 30,000 euros I was supposed to pay you for your alimony, I used it to pay for the wedding expenses.
What?
I told you about how almost none of the people I invited to the wedding actually came, right? And how because of that, I didn't get as much money as wedding gifts that I had expected. I was counting on that money to pay for the wedding, but it didn't come, so I started looking for some money when I found an envelope with 30,000 euros in cash in Giorgio's bag. I thought to myself, oh, so he already had the money to pay for the wedding prepared then. And so I gave that money to the staff at the wedding venue, and...
So you gave his money to the hosters of the wedding venue without even asking Giorgio first what it was, huh? That was supposed to be the money he would use to pay for the alimony I was asking from him, I suppose.
Yeah. He got mad at me because he said he was intending on handing over that money to our parents' house on the way home from our wedding. But the wedding expenses were 30,000 euros as well, and I didn't know about the alimony, so it was only natural to think it was the money for the wedding, right? I mean, anyone would have done the same thing in my position.
Actually, I think that most people wouldn't just take 30,000 euros from their partner's bag and just hand it over to someone else without their permission first. Because judging by what you just told me, you just looked around in Giorgio's bag and took his stuff without asking him, right?
But he's my husband. His money is my money as well now, right?
Well, not exactly. Based on what I heard from another person, it seems that Giorgio sold some of the more expensive plastic models in his collection to get that money. But even that still wasn't enough, so he borrowed money from some of his friends as well to get that 30,000 euros.
What? But I thought that he was rich. He works at a large trading company, doesn't he?
Well, apparently, I guess not. He was always careless with his money, now that I think about it. By the way, apparently he believed you when you told him that you would take care of the wedding expenses on your own. But the truth was that you were just relying on the 30,000 euros I was going to give you, right?
But I didn't hear anything about this prior. How should I have known?
So did you talk to Giorgio about what you were going to do about the 30,000 euros you owe me? You guys are married, so it's probably not going to be a case of theft, but I heard that Giorgio got all giddy about his marriage with you and made a huge mistake during work, getting fired for it last month, right? Isn't that why he didn't have the money to pay off the alimony immediately? It seems like you're in a pretty difficult situation right now. Giorgio is currently unemployed and looking for a new job, while you don't even have the slightest intention to look for a job yourself. Yet you have to pay me 30,000 euros by, well, today.
You don't need to remind me. I already know that I'm in a difficult situation. I think we might even get divorced soon. What is his problem even? I mean, he's the one who works at a large trading company, not me. Shouldn't he have just paid for both the wedding and the alimony like it was nothing?
I'm not interested in your marital affairs, Rosella. Complain to him about that, not me. The fact that you still owe me 30,000 euros hasn't changed.
What? You're still going to make us pay 30,000 euros when all of this other shit is happening to me?
Of course. It's none of my business what's currently happening to you.
But I don't have any money.
Like I said, that's none of my business. You'll just have to get it somehow.
You're being so mean, Sophia. I thought you were my sister.
We were only ever sisters by blood, Rosella. I remember ever since you entered elementary school, you would always tease me for being ugly, and that continued all the way to, well, now. Besides, it's your fault for hosting a wedding ceremony even though you don't have any money.
What? So what if we had a wedding ceremony? You're not going to let us even do that? Who do you think we are? Some sort of couple in poverty?
But didn't you just say yourself that you didn't have any money? Neither of you currently have a job as well, so if that isn't poverty, I don't know what is. The truth was that you didn't have the money to pay for the wedding, yet you still made plans for it, right?
But not having a wedding isn't benefiting of us when we're a couple who was about to find long-lasting happiness. Besides, I was counting on the money I would receive from the wedding gifts. It's not my fault. It's everyone else's fault for not coming to my wedding and giving me money.
But have you even thought about why almost nobody came to your wedding?
How should I know that? Tell me, why is it that no one came then?
Isn't it because you loved stealing other women's boyfriends? You stole boyfriends from several of your friends, right? Not only that, but this time you stole your own sister's fiancé. It's the same with Giorgio. We had a lot of mutual acquaintances, and so most of those cut ties with him when they found out about what he did. Not only that, but apparently he told his friends that got mad at him for cheating on me that you're just jealous because I'm popular with young women while you're not. Which obviously didn't help the situation. Seriously, why did I ever...
while. Could you tell me why?
Huh? Did I tell you about this already? Because I don't think I've told even Araldo or his father about this yet.
One of the mother-in-laws of your friend is my friend. I heard it from her. Don't tell me, but is this you preparing to get divorced with Araldo? Or are you just preparing to live separately with him?
No, it's neither of that. You see, I've been assigned to work at an office near my parents' house by my company. My parents' house was close by, so I thought I might as well just move in with them.
I see. So that's the reason. I thought you were getting divorced with Araldo. To think that I was so excited that I was going to finally be free from living in a multi-generational household.
Looks like you still hate me as usual, mother-in-law.
Of course I do. I mean, me and my husband would never have moved in with you two if my husband didn't suddenly get hip pains. Not only that, but I was making preparations for Araldo to marry a daughter of a friend of mine, but you appeared out of nowhere and married him.
I heard that Araldo only met this friend of yours after he graduated from college. But me and Araldo have been going out ever since we were in high school. What do you mean I came out of nowhere? If anything, this marriage proposal of yours is what came out of nowhere.
Shut up. All that matters is that Araldo wasn't supposed to marry you. That's the reason I don't like you, Dolores. And I'm the type of person who shows no mercy to anyone I don't like.
I see. Well, at least that makes dealing with you easier then. I also am the type of person who thinks that it isn't necessary to try to get along with someone you don't like.
Huh? What's with that attitude? You talk like you're my equal or something. You're not my equal, Dolores. I'm your mother-in-law, which means that you have to do what I say.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Maybe if you actually did anything helpful around the house, I would have believed you. But the truth is that you just lay around all day doing nothing. Seriously, not only do you not have a job, but you don't even do the housework. Anyways, it seems like this conversation isn't going to go anywhere. Which is why it's alright if we just end our conversation here, right? I already answered your questions, and talking to each other anymore would be a waste of time since we'd only annoy each other.
What do you mean, a waste of time? I told you not to take that attitude with me, didn't I? I'm still talking to you, so you can't just leave.
I'm currently in the process of packing my stuff, so goodbye.
Hi, Dolores. Can you talk right now? There's something I need to tell you.
Hi, Araldo. What's the matter?
You see, I think we have a bit of a troublesome situation on our hands.
What do you mean, a troublesome situation? Does this have something to do with your mother?
Yep. You see, I found out that she's been entering our side of the house when we were both outside.
What? Really?
Luckily, she wasn't able to enter your room since it was always locked, but she had the spare key to my room, so...
Well, it's not like I had anything to hide. I already moved all my valuable items and things I use for my work to my parents' house.
I see. Well, it's good if that's the case, but it seems that I was right when I decided to prepare for what might happen after you started working from home. I only recently found out that Mom was going in and out of our side of the house recently when I set up a camera, but judging by how she was moving around like she already knew the place completely, there's a high possibility that she's already done this several times before.
What? Really? Do you have any idea as to why she might be doing this?
I seriously have no idea. I checked the cameras and it doesn't really seem like she's stealing anything, so I don't know. Maybe she's just doing it to spy on us or something. The silver lining is that you already moved the stuff you use for work to your parents' house, so she wasn't able to mess with that.
I mean, I couldn't really work while I was constantly anxious as to whether your mom would enter my room or not. I remember how she always used to barge into my room whenever I forgot to lock it and would tell me to do the housework. I told her that I was working, but she just laughed at me and said that I was just looking at my computer all day and that there was no way that was going to make any money.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My mom still doesn't understand that in this day and age, people can work from home as long as they have an internet connection. Oh, there's one more important thing I need to tell you.
What is it?
Do you remember that my dad talked earlier about how the current multi-generational house we live in is getting quite old, and so either he would rebuild it or we would move?
Oh yeah, I heard that your grandfather was the one who built this house, and it hasn't been renewed ever since.
Yeah, some of the wood is starting to get old, and there's a risk that it could just collapse if a major earthquake were to occur. Anyways, my mom suddenly brought up this topic while you were gone.
Why? Wait, let me guess. Knowing your mother, it was probably something about you guys moving without me, right?
Yep, exactly. She said that we should make plans while Dolores isn't here and just quietly move out without telling her anything.
What? Your mom said that to you?
Yeah, she must think that her son and her husband would side with her no matter what or something. When in reality, me and Dad are almost at the end of our patience with her. Well, at least thanks to her trust of us, her secret plans are no longer a secret, though. Yeah, and there was something I wanted to ask your advice/permission for concerning the matter.
My advice/permission?
It's a bit too important to discuss by text, so could me and my dad come visit you at your parents' house this weekend? If possible, I want to talk to your parents about this as well. It's something really important that'll decide the future of our families.
Alright, I'll ask them if they're available right now. Hi, I'm back. They said that it's fine if you come on Saturday afternoon.
Hey, what time would be good for you guys? We can come whenever.
My mom said that the 5 of us should have lunch together at our house.
What? Really?
Yeah, my parents like you, so apparently you're always welcome here.
I see. I'm happy to hear that, I guess. Alright, I'll accept your mom's invitation. We'll be there around noon on Saturday.
Alright, we'll be waiting for you.
Yep. Tell your parents thanks for the invitation.
Okay. Oh, and Mom was asking what you guys wanted to eat for lunch.
Anything is fine, really, but if I had to choose something, then maybe pasta, I guess? Well, then, see you later.
Yep, see you later.
Hi, Dolores. Thanks for having us over today.
No problem. It was a pleasure. I was a bit surprised at what you had to tell us, but I see. If your father is under this much pressure, then it's probably best if we set this plan into motion as soon as possible, right? It's a miracle that he was able to hold out this long. Seriously, I didn't know that your mom was that much of a problem for you two.
Yeah, my dad is a really patient man, which is probably why he was able to put up with her for so long. He says that she wasn't like this when she was younger, but over the years she suddenly became more and more, well, you know. Anyway, I agree. We need to set this plan in motion as soon as possible. I mean, I can't stand my mom always bullying you for no reason as well. Seriously, you're the one who should be getting mad at her for making you do all the housework when you have work to do and she doesn't. Oh, and don't worry about me and Dad. We've already talked this through before, and that was the conclusion we came up with.
I understand. This is partly because you were thinking about what was best for me, right? Thanks for that.
Don't worry about it. Well, that's it, I guess. Me and Dad will do most of the work, so you won't have to do much, but I just want you to make sure that my mom doesn't find out about our plan.
Yep, understood.
Long time no see, Dolores. You see, I'm texting you today because I have good news.
Long time no see. Good news, huh?
Yup. Well, good news for me at least. I guess this is going to be bad news for you, though.
Just what in the world are you talking about?
The demolition of the multi-generational house we've been living in until now starts today.
What? A demolition?
Yup. We waited for you to go to your parents' house and moved out as a family so we could demolish the house. Me, my husband, and my son, the three of us. It looks like using your work as an excuse to move to your parents' house and not coming home even once was a mistake.
Oh, is that so?
Yup. Even my husband and my son have run out of kindness for you because they did everything I told them to do and demolished the house and found a new place to live just like I told them to. Without any complaints as well. Of course, we're not going to be telling you our new address no matter what, so this means that you and Geraldo are going to get divorced.
Is that so? I understand. Goodbye then.
Yeah, bye. Still, I thought that you would have a bit more to say than just, is that so? Does that mean that you're fine with getting divorced with Geraldo? I mean, you have been living at your parents' house for the past few months, so I guess it was only a matter of time. I'll make sure to tell Geraldo about this. I feel so much better now that you're gone from my life. Finally, things are going to go back to the way things were.
Hi, Geraldo. I just got a text from your mother. I don't think I need to remind you, but don't believe her when she says I want to get a divorce with you.
Of course I won't. What did she say?
She told me that our old house was going to be demolished. I guess. Not only that, but she also talked about how you and your dad were on her side, and now how you guys wouldn't tell her our new address. Oh, and she said something about how you and me would have to get divorced now.
You say that so simply, but what I'm guessing is that Mom was a bit more dramatic when she told you this, right? Let me guess, she was probably acting as if she had won or something, right? I seriously don't know what's giving her the idea that we're on her side, though. Because it's not like me and Dad have been actively supporting her or anything. I mean, does she seriously think that me and Dad have just forgotten about all the shit she's done over the years?
That's what happens to people when they get overly narcissistic, I guess. They always think that they're always the one who's right. Do you want me to show you her text tomorrow when we meet?
Yeah. Dad says it's partly his fault for being too patient with her all these years. Because every time she messed up, all she would get was at most a scolding. Not only that, but not having to do anything all day, every day for the past 30 or so years probably has something to do with it. I mean, I remember that she stopped doing the housework and was making Dad do everything since I was in, middle school. Oh, sorry, that was completely unrelated to your question, I guess. Well, I'd appreciate it if you could show me those texts tomorrow.
Alright, I'm already at our new house, by the way. I'll start unpacking the stuff I already brought from the stuff that seemed necessary.
Sorry, I had to leave that to you. Alright then, looks like we're in the end game. Me and Dad are gonna go and meet Mom and tell her the news.
Understood. Good luck.
This is terrible, Dolores. Dolores, answer my phone calls. Since when did you fool my husband and son into siding with you?
Wow, look at all these notifications.
You have to pay me alimony.
What? What's this suddenly about an alimony? Just because you were supposed to move with your family into a new house, but the destination instead happened to be your parents' house, doesn't mean you can get mad at me, you know.
Judging by your tone of voice, you knew about this, didn't you?
Well, yes. By the way, your husband divorced you, right? Or is it just that you weren't included when they said that you would be moving as a family? Or maybe your son Geraldo officially cut ties with you and told you that he wouldn't tell you the new address, no matter what.
All of that just happened. Why do I have to be kicked out of the family like this? But it's you who should be kicked out of the family no matter how you look at it.
It just means that you're the only one who thought that way.
Why?
I mean, for several reasons, probably. First of all, with Geraldo. You tried to forcefully choose who he would marry, even though he already had a girlfriend. And when he did marry this girlfriend, you started bullying her just because I ruined your plans. And with your husband, you used up all of the inheritance his parents left for him in 2 years, even though it wasn't meant for you. And when he confronted you about this, not only did you show no sign of remorse, but you started using the money you two were saving up for retirement.
How do you know about all of that?
They told me? Not just that, but I heard from them about several other times you messed up. Be it large or small, but in my opinion, it's a miracle that your husband didn't divorce you sooner. Well, it probably has something to do with how your husband is such a patient man.
Dolores, stop talking so much and just tell me your new address. Oh, and convince my husband not to get divorced with me. And convince Geraldo to not cut ties with me.
Oh? But I thought you hated me. And you're still going to make all these demands from me?
Now's not the time to talk about such unimportant things.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to help you with any of your demands.
Why not?
Because just like how your husband and your son are on my side, I'm on your husband and your son's side as well.
Huh? Then just be on my side as well.
That's not how it works, mother-in-law. Well, it looks like there's no point in talking to you, so I'm going to leave now.
Huh?
Wasting each other's time is not going to benefit either of us, so goodbye.
Dolores? But this isn't a waste of time. This is an extremely important matter for me. Oh, I know. I'll accept you as a part of our family from now on, so help me. Why aren't you replying, Dolores? Dolores, I don't understand. Why did my husband and son suddenly turn on me? But up until now, they were always on my side. This is all your fault, Dolores. I know you did something to trick them into siding with you or something. I knew letting Geraldo marry you was a bad idea from the start.
My mother-in-law was sent back to her hometown along with the stuff she thought she was going to bring to her new house. I only heard about the details from Geraldo and his father later on, but apparently my mother-in-law, as usual, did none of the work herself and made her son and husband do all the work. That's probably why she didn't realize anything, including how all of her stuff was sent to a different location to her son and husband's, until the day they were supposed to move, which is when her husband told her about the divorce and her brother came to pick her up in his car. She now lives with her brother's family in the house they grew up in. She lives in a small corner of the house and is no longer as proud as she used to be when I lived with her, it seems. As there she was just some strange relative that was living with her brother since she had nowhere else to go. At a later date, Geraldo's parents got divorced with the help of a lawyer. The amount of money my mother-in-law spent that wasn't hers goes up to several tens of thousands of euros, but in the end, it was decided that there would be no property division after the divorce, and she would pay back the money she spent monthly. She had to get the money from somewhere, so she found a job and started working. Luckily, she was hired by a local company to do work. Even she, who had basically zero work experience, could do. But it seems that people in her hometown already knew about that personality of hers, as many of them knew her when they were students in school. Geraldo's father says that she wasn't like this when they were younger and when they first fell in love, but the people who knew her from school, on the other hand, say that she was always the narcissistic and selfish type, and her husband was just too kind of a man to see it at first. This being the case, my ex-mother-in-law spends most of her time not working alone at home, only sometimes talking to her relatives, which were the only people that would ever talk to her.
right? I have a night shift that day, so I'll be coming straight from my workplace, but I'll make sure not to be late.
What? Don't tell me you actually plan on coming, do you?
Yeah, I'm her father, aren't I? Why shouldn't I come to her entrance ceremony?
No, you can't come because you're just going to embarrass us. Alina doesn't want you to come.
What do you mean I'll embarrass you guys? I mean, I went to her graduation ceremony at her middle school, so why can't I go now? Besides, I heard that it's normal for both parents to come to the entrance ceremony. It would be better if I came as well, I think.
No, it's true. It's normal for both parents to come, but there are single parents and stuff too, so it won't stand out that much. It would be better if I went alone and everyone thought I was a single parent than if I went with you.
Huh? What is that even? I know you guys aren't very proud of what I do for a living, but is it seriously that embarrassing? Besides, it's not like they're going to go around asking parents what they do for a living, are they?
Jesus, you really are an idiot. It doesn't matter if they don't ask you your profession because it's obvious what it is just by looking at you.
Huh? Come on, Rena. Aren't you over-exaggerating a bit? How are they supposed to know that I work at a factory just by looking at me?
I'm telling you, you don't understand the feelings of a teenage girl. You see, a father who works at a factory is embarrassing for a teenage girl.
Huh? Why exactly is it embarrassing then? I know it's nothing fancy like a pilot or a doctor, but it's nothing to be embarrassed of.
Of course you would say that. You're a factory worker. This new school of Alina's is a high-level private school, so the other students are going to pick on her if they find out that she's from the lower class. Besides, if you come to the entrance ceremony, the whole auditorium is going to stink, so go home.
Huh? Lower class? Just what exactly is this school you sent Elena to? Some sort of prep school? Well, I understand how she might stand out if they find out about her background, but is it really worth pretending I don't exist at all? And what do you mean go home? I haven't even went to the entrance ceremony yet.
I'm telling you not to go to her high school after your night shift is done and go straight home to our house. It's obvious you're going to stink after you just worked hours at a factory. Do you enjoy embarrassing us or something? It's not for me that you shouldn't go, but for Alina, since it's an important day, being her first day in high school and all. Apparently, Alina intends on telling everyone at her high school that her father works at a trading company and earns 100,000 euros a year. If you stink of factory, then they're going to know for sure that you don't actually work at a trading company. So, do you understand why you can't come to her entrance ceremony now? Just don't go, all right? Why do you want to go so much in the first place?
Because I thought she was my daughter. You know, I can take a shower in my workplace before I come. I intend on changing into a suit before I go as well. I'm not going to go in the clothes I wear to work if that's what you're worried about.
No matter how much you clean yourself up or polish your appearance, you won't be able to get rid of the stink that's already a permanent part of your body. The one that comes from years working at a factory. It doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to make you any less embarrassing to us. Do you understand now? Don't come no matter what. Hello, Father. Don't tell me you came to the entrance ceremony, did you? I heard from Mother that you intend to come, but don't come no matter what, all right?
Elena, even you're telling me not to come? But I went to your middle school's graduation ceremony, didn't I? Why can't I go now that you're in high school?
That's because my middle school was in the area that we lived, so everyone knew about you in the first place. Meaning that there was no point in trying to hide it. But now that I'm going to a private school a bit farther from our hometown, I can make my own background from scratch since no one knows you.
What do you mean make your own background? So you intend on lying about yourself just to impress your new classmates? That isn't good, Elena. You might impress them at the start, but you're going to end up being one of those people that only do things to please others. You're never going to be happy yourself.
Wow, those are some impressive words for a factory worker. Did you copy and paste that from the internet or something? You see, I'm going to tell everyone that my father works at a trading company and earns 100,000 euros a year. It's not an embarrassing profession, unlike a factory worker, right? I need to fit in, Dad. This new school of mine is a high-level private school, so the parents of all the other students will probably have such high-income jobs.
So you think that your father working at a factory is embarrassing? I told your mom this already, but while working at a factory might not be flashy, it's an honest job that you shouldn't be embarrassed of. I'm sure not all of the parents will have high-income jobs. Surely there will be some people like you, right?
Of course it's embarrassing. I mean, you stink, first of all.
And working at a factory is like the opposite of being stylish, and it's so uncool. That's why I don't like you working at a factory, and I don't care if there are other kids like me. I'm not proud of it, and that's all that matters.
I see. I understand. Fine, I won't come to the ceremony then. Although I was hoping that you would disagree with your mother, it seems I was mistaken.
Hey, Omar, what are these divorce papers you left on the table?
Sorry, but my heart's finally broke.
What? What do you mean your heart's finally broke? Are you some sort of teenage girl who just broke up with her boyfriend or something?
Make fun of me all you want, but I don't care what you say anymore. Both you and Elena have always looked down on me for working at a factory. I try not to think of it too much by telling myself that it can't be helped since Elena is a girl in puberty and that you're just sympathizing with her. But today was the last straw. I thought to myself, why didn't I just quit being a father entirely? And that's when my heart broke and I couldn't hold back my emotions anymore. Those divorce papers I left you are the result of those emotions.
Why don't you do as you please? I mean, you can barely provide for yourself with that meager salary of yours in the first place, let alone for the three of us. That's why I had to work a part-time job all these years, Omar. Because my husband worked at a factory and barely made any money.
I know that I never made that much money, but I did my best to provide for this family until now. Not anymore, though. I'm done. Let's hire a lawyer to deal with the details of property division and stuff.
Huh? A lawyer? Where are you right now?
I won't tell you where I am, but I'll just tell you that I'm in the city.
What do you mean, a lawyer? Don't you think you're over-exaggerating? I thought I just had to turn these papers into the city hall and we were done.
We could, but hiring a lawyer is the best way to avoid trouble with things like this. We mainly need to discuss financial matters, so it's best if we hire an expert to manage things, don't you think? There's a lot less risk of there being any issue. Just sign those divorce papers and turn them into City Hall whenever you like. Well, goodbye, Rena.
Hey, I heard that you were divorcing Mom. Is that true?
Yeah, it's up to your mom when she turns in the divorce papers, though.
Nice! Finally, I was waiting for this day all my life. This is a good opportunity to get a new father, so I hope Mom actually marries someone who works at a trading company. Because then the background I made for myself will be real.
So you're going to continue telling everyone at school that your dad works at a trading company, even though me and your mom are getting divorced?
What? What do you care if I tell everyone my dad works at a trading company? Are you going to tell me that lying is bad and being honest is the best way to make friends or something? That's not how the real world works, Dad. Relationships would never get anywhere if people were honest.
Honestly, do whatever you want. I don't care what you do at school anymore. I just thought that it was strange because you're going to live with your mother after we get divorced, right? Won't your classmates eventually find out that you were lying?
Oh, I see. Well, it's not like anyone's asked me the details yet, so I'll just think of something later on.
So, is that all you wanted to tell me?
Yep. I just wanted to know whether it was true that you and Mom were getting divorced.
I see. Well, goodbye then, Elena.
Bye!
Hello, Omar. I thought I'd tell you about the situation. I already turned in those divorce papers.
All right. I'm glad you accepted the financial terms of the divorce as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm lucky I got even that much out of the property division.
Yes, I added a little extra because I was the one who suddenly proposed a divorce, and it might affect Elena's future. The money you need to raise Elena until she graduates from university is included in the money I gave you. Don't forget that. I don't want you spending it on any other nonsense.
Yeah, I already received an explanation from the lawyer, so it's fine.
All right then, I guess we're officially divorced now.
Yep. Goodbye, Mr. Low-Income Factory Worker. Hey, Omar! You've got to be kidding me, right? The factory you work at was shown on TV. You were interviewed, and they said something about you being the inventor of a new popular item and how you had numerous achievements over the years. And then they said you were going to be the CEO starting from next year. You didn't tell me anything about this, Omar. This can't be happening. To think you were headed straight for a promotion even when you were just a factory worker. I was almost the wife of a CEO. If I had known, I never would have divorced you.
Hello, Father. I just graduated high school, and now I'm going to go to university.
Long time no see, Elena. Time flies so fast. You already graduated high school?
Yeah, and I want you to give me the tuition for university.
Huh? But your university tuition was already included in the money I gave your mother when we got divorced.
What? Seriously?
By the way, what university are you going to be entering?
A university.
If it's a university, then the money I gave your mother should be enough to pay for the tuition, since it's a national university, right? Why are you asking me for tuition?
I mean, Mom said that you didn't earn much money, so you could only pay for my tuition until I graduated high school. But you're still my father, so even if you don't earn that much money, it's still your duty as my parent to somehow grant my dreams when I say that I want to go to university.
I see. It seems like Mom didn't tell you anything.
What do you mean?
It's going to be inconvenient for me if you start following me around or something, so I'll explain it to you myself.
Huh? What do you mean follow you? But I'm your daughter. Isn't that a bit cold?
You see, Elena, you're your mother's child from her previous marriage.
What?
You see, the two of us never legally became related to each other since there was opposition from our families, so I didn't need to provide for your tuition in the first place when me and your mom got divorced. But since I was the one who proposed a divorce, I felt responsible for what it might do to your future. I decided to give your mother an extra 120,000 euros on top of the property division I already gave her to pay for your tuition until you graduate university and stuff.
1,200 euros? But if you can afford that much, just a bit more shouldn't be a problem for you, right? You see, 98% of people from my high school go on to university, so everyone's going to laugh at me if I don't go to university as well. So please, just give me the university tuition.
That's impossible.
Why not?
You see, 120,000 euros was a huge amount of money for me at the time. It was basically all my savings, and I had to be really tight with money for a while after that. I've only recently been able to spend up an average amount of money again. Sorry, but I'm not going to go through that trouble again.
But if you don't give it to me, I won't be able to go to university.
So where's the money that I gave your mom that was supposed to pay for your tuition then?
I don't know.
All right, then you should ask your mother about it and talk to her about what to do from now on. If she doesn't have the money anymore, then it can't be helped, and you have to get a scholarship or get a tuition loan or get a student loan or something.
But even if you tell that to me now...
It might seem cold to you, but I really have nothing to do with it anymore. So you can't just involve me in your financial matters like this. You're not my daughter. The 120,000 euros I gave your mom 3 years ago was the most I could do at the time. Please don't contact me again.
Father!
No, I'm not your father. But I do hope that you find happiness, though. Good luck.
Omar! Why did you tell Alina that you weren't actually her father and that you had given me 1,200,000 euros when we got divorced? But if she doesn't get a job as soon as she graduates high school, we won't be able to support ourselves anymore. We don't have any money.
If ever Elena comes to me begging for money in the future, you won't oppose me telling her that she wasn't actually my daughter and about the circumstances involving our marriage.
Huh?
This was one of the conditions you agreed to when I gave you the 120,000 euros.
Oh, damn it.
It looks like you understand now, so goodbye.
Hold on, but it's true that we don't have any money. I heard that ever since you became the CEO, the company's business has been doing better than ever, so you can give us money, right?
Would you please just cut it out already? Didn't I tell you that Elena's tuition until university was included in the money I gave you? It's your fault for not listening to me and using it on who knows what.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I intended to leave some money for Alina's university tuition, but before I noticed it was just gone. So please, Omar, help your family.
Sorry, but you guys aren't my family anymore. You see, I got remarried and I'm going to have a child soon, which means that I don't have any money to spare as I have to provide for my actual family.
Seriously? You got remarried and you're going to have a baby soon?
Yes, that's what I said. Well then, goodbye for real this time. I had my suspicions as to what had happened to the 120,000 euros I gave Reina, but apparently she quit her part-time job after we got divorced. Apparently the 120,000 euros was used to support the two of them during the 3 years Elena was in high school, as well as for Elena's tuition. Honestly, what she did was more sane than I had expected. I thought that she would spend the money on random garbage like new bags or something. Anyways, ultimately, Elena gave up on going to university, but she didn't get a job either. After finding out that her mother used the money that was supposed to pay for her university tuition, she became feral and started just staying in her room all day. Rena was terrified of Elena's wrath, and so she started working part-time again. But since she only earns minimum wage and has to start from the beginning, the two were barely able to keep themselves alive, it seems. Not only that, but apparently Rena's new job was at a factory, the place she herself made fun of me so many times for working at. I guess she got what she deserved for making fun of a person's profession without even understanding what exactly it is that they do. Maybe karma does really exist.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, May. It's been over a whole month now since you and I got back from our honeymoon trip. How much longer are you planning to stay locked in that room and continue to ignore me in any attempts I make at contacting you? At this point, you're just wasting our time as newlyweds. I can see that you're reading all of my messages, May. Well, listen, May. You know that my job is filled with me having to go on business trips and whatnot, and starting today, I'm going to have to head overseas for 2 months. I really do feel bad that ever since you and I got married, our time that we can spend together has become pretty scarce. But you and I did talk about that before marriage, and you even said that you'd be fine with a life like that for a little while, right? But from what I've seen so far, anytime that I'm gone, you come out of the room to live a normal life by yourself. And when I'm back home, you lock yourself in there and waste a little time we could be spending together. If you were feeling sick and needed your time alone, I can understand this, but if this has something to do with something deeper, you are more than free to go talk with someone about it. But I seriously don't think hiding in that room every time I'm home is a good thing for us. If you're not going to do something to change that, then I'll have to start thinking of something. When I get back from this next trip, let's you and I talk this all out. Now I'm going to start carrying my bags and out to the car, and I'll be going.
Oh, Landon! Just as I told you before, Stan left today on his next business trip, so you can start heading over here.
Hi, May.
I think he's just boarded the plane and will no longer be able to talk with me or come back home. So you don't have to worry about him getting in our way.
So he should be out of the country for around 2 months, right?
Yep. 2 months is how long he'll be gone for. And so, for the next 2 months, there'll be nobody in our way.
You are all mine again, May.
I sure am. And you can do whatever you want with me.
Let's go. I'm going to start heading over to your place right now. I'm going to treat you even better than any of our previous times together. So you better be ready for me.
Yes, Daddy!
Hey, Stan. I think the last time you and I chatted was back at our last high school reunion, right? Landon. I'm glad that back then we had the chance to trade our contact information with one another. What do you want with me right now, Landon? Right now I'm overseas for work, so I don't have a whole lot of time to talk. Ah, and that's what I've been hearing. I heard from May that you won't be back for the next 2 months, correct? Huh? Why are you talking with my wife? That shouldn't matter to you right now. And you already know that for a long time now. I've talked with May on and off. For a long time you have? Wait, you both knew about each other before even I began to have relations with her? We've known each other forever, Stan. Well, ever since she entered high school with us. I see. Now that I'm starting to think about it, she was a grade below you and I. But you did happen to talk with younger girls there quite a lot. That's exactly right. And just so you're aware, May is my ex-girlfriend too. What? And that's why I still talk to her from time to time about her life. Is that so? Well, you don't seem too surprised by any of this, Stan? I'm a bit surprised by what I'm all hearing, but I'm well aware that she's dated other men before me and that sometimes those men will come back and talk with her. But those past relationships are no more, and she's only in love with me. Past relationships. In the past. Why do you keep saying it like that, Landon? Well, I'm just trying to figure out if you really understand the meaning of past or not, because from my understanding, that is regarding things that are no longer current. Huh? I have little idea what you're talking about, but when I talk about you guys' past relationship, I mean before her and I married each other. You see. Well, then let me take this chance to tell you something pretty amazing. And it's about May and I. When you and her were on your honeymoon after your wedding, she had a little time alone to go out by herself. And we ran into each other again by coincidence. We started to talk to one another for a little while about our past, and when it started to get late, she came back with me to my hotel room, and that's where things became current again. Huh? Oh, and by the way, Stan, I'm in your house right now, even while you're away, and this whole time I've been doing your wife, and you could do nothing about it. You're on the other side of the world at this moment, so you won't even be able to come stop me for the next couple days. Even if you tried your hardest to. Well, that's right, Landon. The work that I have to do overhead is something that only someone of my status can do. So I can't just get up and leave to head back home. You poor thing, Stan. Now I'm going to get back to making out with May on your couch, and then we'll move things right back into your bed where things can really heat up. Wait, maybe this time I'll try doing her on the kitchen counter instead. See ya. May, it should be morning over there right now, right? I'm sure that you've already heard about this from Landon, but he's told me about how you and him used to have a relationship with each other, with one another a while before we got married, right? But what's even crazier is he's told me that while we were on our honeymoon, you ran into and reignited the fire your relationship once had, and have been doing romantic things with him on the bed and all over the house, right? At first, I didn't know if this was just him trying to mess with me and get me all worked up over nothing or not. But when I received a lot of photos of the two of you together all around town and at our house, it was confirmed that you were with him right now while I'm not there. I'm sure that you might freak out a little about this news from me, but don't worry, because I won't be coming back home until I'm finished with all my work over here. But while I'm not there, where I can do something about you, please take some time to think about all the damages you're causing right now.
Daddy, have you finished getting whatever you needed from the gas station?
I have, and I'll be back home for you in a little bit here, darling.
Well, hey, Daddy, listen right now. Right now, I've been getting some texts from Stan.
Really? What did that loser have to say to you?
He told me that he's planning to stay overseas until he finishes all his work before he attempts to come back here. And then he told me to think about all the damages I'm causing by doing this with you. But, like, who cares what he says, right?
What's up with him? I'm sure he's trying to make himself sound cool or something, but I'm sure he's spinning in circles trying to figure out what to do right now about us. He's better off just running from the truth at this point.
Right? What a loser Stan is. And when you compare a loser like him to a hunk of a man like you, Daddy?
Hell yeah. I'll be home really soon here, darling. And I can get back to rearranging your insides for you.
I'll be getting myself cleaned up for you, okay?
That's what I've been wanting to tell you. So I'll let you know all of this right now before I get back to my work. Ever since I've started working a full-time job and have gotten out in the world a bit more as an adult, I've heard a few things about Landon, and the things I've been hearing about him haven't been very good things. So if you plan on continuing things with that guy, you better start looking into him a bit more and learning about what he's all about before he becomes too invested in you. And of course, before you become too invested in him. Well, I'm not even sure if you'll be willing to listen to the warning I'm giving you now, but at this point, I'm sure you don't care about me anymore anyway, right? May, I am back in the States now. I was able to touch down just this morning at the airport, and have been around here ever since, actually. Right. I probably shouldn't be caring about something like this anymore, but I've been adding up the time you've been completely ignoring me and never responding to my texts. And as of today, it has been a while, 3 months. And it's not like you've been ignoring me only when I'm out of the house or at work, but all the time. Even when I want to go to bed, you never come into our room to sleep with me or anything like what normal couples do after getting married. And so because you neither want to talk with me or even be around, there's really no point in us being married any longer. And another thing, as for what Landon was saying about him being with you while I was gone, I know the truth and have all those photos of you two together as evidence. So I think that I'm fine with the both of us getting a divorce now.
You're going to finally divorce me?
I never actually thought that you'd ever respond to my texts again. I'm shocked, May.
So you really are going to get a divorce from me now, right?
I'm going to make sure to get a settlement from you as well, May.
Having to pay you a small settlement to leave me won't be a problem at all. When I have a rich man like Landon around me, there's nothing that he can't afford that'll make the two of us happy. And my parents will also be willing to pay that off for me. To see that I'm happy with Landon, the man I really love.
I never knew that Landon finally came across a lot of money recently. How did that end up happening for him? Did he win the lottery or something and make off with millions?
Oh, come on now, Stan. Just by looking at a man like him with all that style and the talk he talks, he's gotta have a ton of money. Yeah, I'm probably going to be looked down on for doing this so suddenly. But after you leave me, him and I are going to be getting married. And I'll know for sure that this time I'll actually love my husband.
I've made sure to leave the divorce papers inside the mailbox for you.
Really? I'll get them signed and then take them to the city office right away. Oh, I've signed all those papers, and they're now in the hands of the lady at the front desk. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to have this marriage with Landon, but after a few months, I'll make sure that he's mine forever. I can't wait.
Good luck marrying that man and all of the debt he's drowning in.
Huh? What debt?
Landon, I'm sure that you've already heard about me from May, but I'm back here in the US. Ah, that's right. I don't really mind that you're back here closer to us all now. But this house down belongs to May and I, and this is where I've been laying pipe with her for months now. I'm having a moving company and some of my friends come over there later to get all of my things together and out of there. But in the meantime, you should change the name on that place to yours since you're still going to have to pay the rent on that place from now on. Oh, sure thing. So, what the hell are you going to do now that you've lost both your wife and your house to me? Well, I'll start by heading back to my parents' house for a little bit. But Landon, I've heard from May that you're going to be marrying her, right? That's exactly right. She just got back a little bit ago from the city office where she handed them you guys' divorce papers and is waiting to learn that they've all been processed. Well, just so you're aware of this, I'm going to make sure to get a settlement from you guys. Yeah, whatever you say, man. Whatever you ask us for won't be a problem at all. It will be paid to you in like no time. You know, all May has to do is go ask her parents for some more money, and they'll make sure to pay you in one lump sum payment. What? May's parents will be paying me? From what I've been told by her parents are loaded with cash and have all kinds of assets they make money from. Oh, perhaps you haven't been told this yet then. Told about what? The company had been having a rough time making money for a while, and nobody within the company could make up a plan to get it back on its feet. So in the end, a much larger company came along offering some money to buy out the place from her father, and that's what ended up happening. And as for May's father, who used to be a CEO before the merging of his company, seems to no longer be able to do his job well enough within the company, and actually right now is only working as a base level employee within that larger company making a small salary. Huh? And before long, I'm sure he'll be fired from that place. By the way, as a little side note, that company that ended up buying her father's company and merging with it is the company that I'm currently working for as a highly paid manager. What the hell? Well, considering all you care about is playing around with another woman all the time and running from your many debts, you're going to have a tough time paying off the settlement I asked for. Why do you know about the debt I'm in right now? Well, while I was overseas getting my work done as a manager, I had someone look into you and May a bit more for me. And they were not only able to provide me with a lot of photos of the two of you together, but with a whole background of what you've been going through. You had someone stalk me is what you're saying? Not stalk you, but rather investigate the two of you. Anyway, after finding all this out, I had tried to warn May to look into you a bit more before making her final decision to stay with you. And now you're going to drag her down with you. But none of that matters to me now, as all I really need is the money I'll be asking for. Now, I'll be leaving the rest of this in the hands of my lawyer. And don't you try running away from me or the money I asked for. Yo, May, what the hell is all of this crap I'm learning about with your father's companies being bought out and him no longer being a CEO of Jack? And worse than that, he's at the lowest position possible there now and will most likely be getting fired soon?
Huh? I want to know why the hell you're sinking in all of that debt you have, Landon. I was planning on having you be the one to pay off the settlement I have to pay to Stan. Oh, as well as helping me pay back the money I owe.
And I was hoping to have your parents pay off all my debt, as well as the money I'll be having to pay Stan here soon as well. Why the hell is this all happening to me?
I want to know the exact same thing, Landon. What the hell am I going to do now after getting stuck with a moneyless loser like you?
Stop talking about me like I'm the rotten one that lied about their parents.
Well, at least I never lied about my own money and about how much debt I'm in. Really, what the hell am I going to do about this?
I'm screwed now.
Stan! Hey, can you please start filling out some marriage documents for us again? I think what just happened between us was a huge misconception, and that you and I can start living together again. Let's get back to being husband and wife and give it another shot. Hey, Stan, where are you right now anyway? And actually, I think it's alright for you to come back to the house now and start living with me again. I'll make sure from now on, you're the only man that I let love me. And I'll do the same for you in return, okay? Hey, why are you ignoring me right now, Stan? You're not even leaving me on red right now either! Hey, please stop ignoring me, okay, Stan? I want the two of us to get back together again and start making a family!
Seeing that message from May, telling me to stop ignoring her and to make up with her really put this whole thing into perspective for me. I wasn't even trying to ignore her at the time. Rather, I was just in the middle of work and didn't have my phone on me to see all her calls or texts. But seeing how frantic she was to get back together with me and want to talk, I knew that she was in trouble. When she finally got the news from my lawyer following all of this about the money I was asking for, she began begging her parents to help her pay, but they didn't have any money themselves to spare. And since she couldn't find any other help, she started down the same path as Landon and became neck deep in debt. As of now, the two of them are working together to fight through their battle against debt. But recently, they've started borrowing money from some seriously bad loan sharks. Because of that, they are now trying hard to make whatever money they can in as short a time as possible, even going as far as to prostitute themselves for money, or do other very questionable things. But not even their will to work such terrible jobs was enough to save them, and soon those loan sharks started to come looking for them. And just like that, things caught up with them, and they were both never heard from or seen ever again. Not even their own parents have a clue where they vanished to, and there's little hope that either one of them will be coming back.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ted, are you there? You and I have got some serious talking to do, young man. How long are you going to be drawing those silly little sketches of yours, huh? Why can't you be more like your perfect sister Sonia, huh? She's so good at everything and has already done so much with her life.
Hi there, Mom. I agree with you that Sonia is pretty incredible and I'm really proud to have her as a sister. But I really don't see why you always need to be comparing my life to hers.
Oh, please. What would some snot-nosed little teenager like you know about life, huh? You don't know the first thing about hard work, and all you want to do is play all day and never have to worry about the serious matters in life. This is why you're never ever going to be on the same level as your sister. Do you get it?
Well, I just think that you should know that the only person who tells me that I'll never be good enough all the time are you and Sonia, actually.
That's because we're the ones who know you best and see the total lack of promise that you show for anything. All you do is sit around the house all day, watch TV, and draw your stupid drawings. Not only that, but now you've got some new stupid gadget to keep drawing when you should be focused on more important things.
Oh, you mean my tablet? Well, yeah, I think that basically every modern digital artist has one of these now. So anyways, if you see it, just know that it's not a sketchbook or anything. It's actually a pretty expensive piece of hardware.
You think I care all about what that is? The moment I see that machine again, I'm going to rip it out of your hands and throw it in the trash.
I wouldn't do that, Mom. This actually doesn't belong to me at all. It belongs to your brother.
You mean it belongs to your Uncle Mark? Why do you have it?
Well, I guess this is kind of an older model, but he knows how much I like to draw and said that I could hold on to it. Although, given that Uncle Mark is a really famous artist, I seriously doubt that what he uses now are the cheap tablets. This one seems like it's still in really good condition, though, even though it's an older model. So, if you threw it away, I think that you'll probably just end up getting your brother mad at you. He might even make you pay to replace it if you do anything to damage it.
And just why in the world is your uncle lending you something so expensive then, huh?
Well, because like I said, he knows that I want to be an artist too. So I think that he wanted to let me learn what it's like to draw on this thing. And I don't think it would be very polite of me to return it to him since he brought it all the way here for me the last time that he visited.
Well, just what do you think you're going to do if you break it while you use it, huh?
Well, Uncle Mark told me that he doesn't care if I'm the one who breaks it as long as I'm very, very careful with it.
Ugh, I just can't even with you. You seriously drive me crazy. Do you know that?
Hey, Uncle Mark, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I did just as you said, and it actually worked. I told my mom that this tablet was basically brand new and really expensive, and that you would be mad if anything happened to it, and she agreed not to touch it. Oh, really? You mean she gave it up that easily? Well, if that's all it took, we should have thought of that a long time ago. But I still do really think this is a nice tablet. Are you sure that you want me to have it? Of course you can have it. I wouldn't have given it to you if I didn't want you to have it, Ted. I mean, it is true that it's a slightly older model, and I already have a newer one for me to work on anyway, so I have no problem with you holding on to that one anyway. Just don't break it. Thank you so much, Uncle Mark. Well, what's the matter? Aren't you happy with your new tablet and that your mom isn't gonna touch it? Why are you doing this for me? I don't understand it. I know that you know I really want to be an artist like you when I grow up, and that's why I practice so much, but I also know that I'm nowhere near as brilliant as my sister or anything like that. I guess I don't think I'm worthy of you giving me things like this, or encouraging me the way you do. I'm just not worth it. Are all those things that your mom has said to you, Ted? Yeah, whenever I do anything or show her one of my drawings, she always compares it to something that Sonia has done. I can never stand on my own. I always have to live in the shadow of my own sister. I really wonder about what her deal could be. I mean, that is no way for a parent to be talking about her kid at all. I've tried going up to her as her brother, as your uncle, and telling her to ease up with the way she treats you, but she just never ever listens to me. But why not? Why does she treat me like this? Can't she see that I'm trying my best? Ted, do you think your mother acting like this has gotten worse ever since your parents got their divorce? I just wonder if she's clinging on to how smart and brilliant Sonia is because she can see her in your dad. And that's why she's favoring your sister. So then, you think that Sonia's super smart too? Well, I do think she's very smart, but I don't think that's the only thing of value that someone can bring to the table. You mean that being smart isn't the most important thing that someone can be? I mean, I'm no philosopher or anything, so I don't know how to make this sound pretty, but I think that we all have something inside of ourselves that's different that we can contribute. You think that it's okay for everyone to be a little different? But Mom is always telling me to be more like Sonia. I know, but that's your mom's problem. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to realize that you have value inside yourself. You shouldn't derive your self-worth from what other people have to say about you, because you'll never be able to be yourself if you do. But the one thing that you can never do, Ted, is to believe that you're worthless, okay? I have to believe that I'm not worthless? That's right, you do have worth, and as you grow up, paths are gonna open up for you, and you're gonna be able to show the world what you've been keeping inside of you. You really think that one day someone's gonna like my drawings, Uncle Mark? I know that one day people are gonna hold up your art and say that that is the work of a brilliant artist. But just remember that what I've said here doesn't just apply to you. You have to remember that everyone has something that they're passionate about. We just so happen to be lucky because we both love drawing, so just know that you can always come to me for any advice or supplies or anything else that you might need. I want you to know that you have people rooting for you, and that even if you don't believe it, I know that you have value. Uncle Mark, thank you so much. I promise that I won't let you down. I'll never give up on my drawings. Don't worry about letting me down, kiddo. Worry more about letting yourself down.
Well, it's official. Your sister is going to be studying abroad in Italy, and I'm going to go with her.
Wait, what? So Sonia got into a college in Italy? Is she still not going to be starting in school until around September?
That's what the schedule says. Can you believe that this is all really happening? It's so exciting!
And you're really going to be going with her? Are you just going to help her move and settle into her new school or something?
No. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to stay there so that I can be there for your sister whenever she needs any support from me. Basically, her and I are going to go start our new lives in Italy. Isn't that great?
Wait, so you're gonna go and live there permanently? What am I supposed to do? I mean, if you and Sonia are on the other side of the world, what am I gonna do?
I don't know, but we're certainly not going to take you with us, that's for sure.
You're really not gonna take me? You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh please, you're already 16, Ted. We can't just babysit you forever.
I can't believe that you're gonna go and abandon your own son to go and live in another country. How could you?
Oh please, I'm not abandoning you. I've been saving up money so that I can give it to you as a goodbye present. It should be enough to tide you over until you're 18.
And you think that makes what you're doing okay? I haven't even finished high school, Mom. You can't just leave me here. Isn't that, like, illegal or something? There has to be some kind of process. You can't just abandon me like this, okay? I'm still a kid. You can't just make me live on my own.
No, nothing like that. I told your dad about what Sonia and I were doing and told him that you would be going to live with him now.
You just decided that for me too then, didn't you? You think that I want to go and live with him and his new wife and family?
I think that he lives just a town away, and it really is the simplest solution for all of this.
But you know that I can't just show up on his doorstep and demand he take me in, right? I mean, him and his wife have kids. I can't just barge in on them like that.
Well, it sounds to be like you don't really have a choice in the matter if you want a home. After all, your brilliant, amazing sister and I are going to go live in Europe now, and you aren't in any position to tell us otherwise.
So you're telling me that I really don't matter to you at all then? The only person who you think has any value in this family is you and Sonia?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
I see. I guess I finally understand how things really are here then.
What are you going on about now, you little weirdo?
Nothing that concerns you, Mom. I was just talking to myself, really. But if you really think that I'm not worth even being a parent to, then I understand that just fine. Have a nice time in Italy, and I hope you choke on a meatball. Uncle Mark, please, are you there? I need you to get back to me right now. This is really serious. I have something I have to tell you, and well, it's kind of selfish, I think. Wait, what? You have something selfish to tell me? Well, that seems kind of unlike you, Ted. But anyway, what is it? What do you want to tell me? I'm thinking of dropping out of high school, and I would really like it if you came here to live with me. Wait, what? You're thinking of dropping out of high school? Ted, are you serious? Yeah, my mom and sister are gonna move to Italy for Sonia's college, and they're gonna leave me here. I'd heard that they were gonna move out, but I guess I'd assumed that they would bring you too. Well, they're just leaving me here to fend for myself, basically. But anyway, I would really like it if I can go and live with you. You mean that you really would want to come here and live with me? I really would. I mean, I know that I should be sad, but more than anything, I just feel so free about this. I'm already 16, so I can get a job and stuff like that. And if things get really bad, then I can always go to my dad for help. But your dad and mom have been divorced for almost 10 years now. Don't you barely talk to your dad anyways? Besides, I heard that he'd never even paid your mom a cent of child support. And isn't he living with his new family and kids now anyway? That's all true, so I guess if I think about it, it would be difficult for me to approach him like this. Well, then I guess both you and I don't really have any other options, do we? I'll take you in, Ted. You can come and live with me. Really? You mean it? I really never thought my sister was capable of doing something like this. Leaving one of her children to go and run away to another country? It really is just horrible. But I'm not gonna let you fall through the cracks because of this. Uncle Mark, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of paperwork that you and I are gonna have to do, but if you come and live with me, then you have to promise that you're gonna finish high school and get your diploma, okay? So, start packing your bags and I'll talk to my wife about what's going on and try to convince her. I'm sure that she'll say yes, though. I can't believe this is really happening. Is it bad to say that I've dreamt about going to live with you and leaving my mom and sister before? Well, I can't really blame you for all that if I'm being honest. I know that I should be more sad or mad or upset, but I'm actually just so happy right now. Isn't that weird? I don't know if I've ever felt like this before. Well, hold on to that feeling and keep your spirits up, okay, Ted? Pack your bags and text me when you're done so I can go and pick you up.
Are you there? It's your mom. I think it's been something like 3 years since you and I last spoke, so please get back to me. I heard from a friend that you graduated high school and you've already found a job as an artist. Is that true? I heard that you're making quite a bit of money from that too. Well, anyways, the truth is that I'm coming to move back to the US, and I would really like it if you and I could live together. It would just be like the old times, so please start moving back into our old house and get things ready for me. Okay? Ted, are you there? What are you doing? Where are you? I thought I told you that I wanted our old house ready for me to move back into. Why are there all these strangers living here? Huh? Just, where are you right now? Answer me.
Well, it's been quite some time since I heard from you.
And just what kind of way is that to talk to your mother, huh? Who do you think you are?
My mother? Sorry, but my mom and dad are at home. You're nothing to me.
Nothing to you? How can you say that? I'm your mother and you will treat me with respect. Now tell me where you're living right now.
I've already told you I'm living with my mom and dad.
I see. So basically, you're living with my brother and his wife. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I guess that's another way to put it, yeah.
Well, then this makes things that much more simple. I'm going to be moving in with you in his house then. Then I'm going to go to the courts, make them give you back to me, and then you and I are going to live together while you pay for everything with your job.
I'm afraid that isn't going to be happening. I'm 18 and you have no say over my life anymore.
But how can you be so young and already make so much money? It doesn't make sense.
Well, I've actually been making money off my art since I was still in high school. My new dad and I started uploading videos about how to draw and different techniques, and we became a big hit. And since then, people have been reaching out wanting more videos or even to buy our art.
But, I mean, I've heard that you've been featured in galleries and expos. You're always going around to all these different events and meeting all these amazing people. I decided to come back because it sounded to me like you were finally in a good spot to take care of me.
Actually, I'm not doing any of those things at all. I'm just helping my dad with them.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that your Uncle Mark is the one being invited to all these galleries and expos? Even the signings and fancy galas too?
That's right. My dad is quite the famous artist now, didn't you know that?
I had no idea at all. When did all this happen?
Well, he's already published 3 art books, and he even has his own gallery now. He's even been featured in a new novel as the illustrator. He really is blowing up.
I had no idea about any of that.
Yes, I can tell that you had no idea since you thought I was the only one doing all this. Although, maybe you're just confused because my dad and I started working together on YouTube. But now I'm handling all of that.
How did it all come to this? Hey, what the heck is going on? Where are you? Where is your uncle? How are all these strangers in his house and what is going on here?
What do you want this time?
I want to know where you all are. You told me you were living with my brother and now I'm at his house and none of you are here.
Wait a second, are you at his old house?
Old house? What do you mean? I'm at the house that he's always lived at. What I want to know is where you all are.
Oh, well, we all moved from there a while ago now, actually.
Wait, you all moved? Are you serious? Did you really do that?
Yeah, I think it was not long ago after I graduated high school, actually.
Well, tell me where you're all living right now.
Yeah, that is not going to be happening. Why don't you just go back to Italy and live with my perfect sister, huh?
I can't stand that girl anymore. Ever since she started school, her grades have been slipping, and she even got knocked up by some guy and had a kid. She just doesn't know how to be responsible anymore, and that's why I came back here to live with you.
I see, so that's the real reason why you came running back to me. Well, unfortunately for you, I don't feel like telling you at all where we live. You ran away and abandoned me, and I have no reason to help you. You're on your own. Hey, Clara, you need to leave my son alone. Do you understand me?
Mark? Is that really you? Just who do you mean when you say your son? You don't have any kids at all, and we both know it. Are you talking about Ted? Because you know damn well that he is my son, and you can't keep him.
Actually, Ted is an adult now, and he can make that decision for himself. It's not your place, mother or not, to order him around anymore.
And just what is this supposed to mean? How dare you talk to his real mother like that? You don't get to tell me what I can't do and can do with my own child.
Well, your own child said he's gonna block you on everything so that you can never talk to him again. How does that make you feel?
He's going to block me? Are you kidding me? He can't do this. I'm his mother. He needs to learn some respect.
Actually, we were just waiting for the day when you might come back. He had already deleted your contact information when you left, but he realized it meant that he wasn't able to block you. So now that you've reached out to him, he was finally able to put the last nail in the coffin and keep you away from him.
How could you do this to me? You turned my own son against me. You're terrible. Do you realize that?
No, Clara, you have done that to yourself. Ted is my son, and there's nothing you can say that's gonna change the truth in our hearts.
Your hearts? What kind of artsy-fartsy hippie crap is that? He is my son, and that is final.
Well, if he is your son, then you've been doing a terrible job of being a mother, considering the fact that he doesn't even want to talk to you anymore.
But I thought if I pushed to be like his sister that he could be something great.
That's just it, Clara. He was already someone great and you just couldn't see it. Maybe it was because you were so taken with your daughter. But you couldn't see the potential inside your son, and that's why he isn't yours anymore. I mean, the one thing a mother should do is try and bring out the best in their child, and let them explore their interests in a productive way. But instead, you were always putting him down, making fun of his drawings, and making him feel like his own life didn't have any worth at all.
It doesn't matter what you say. I'm still his mother. Nothing is ever going to change that.
Just give it up already, Clara. Don't you think you've already done enough to the poor boy? Why are you treating him like he's an object?
I'm not doing that. How dare you tell me how to treat my own son? Just who do you think you are, huh?
Did you know that your own daughter reached out to me not long ago after you arrived back here?
She did? What did she say? Why would she reach out to you?
Well, she told me about how when she wanted to go to Italy, it was to get as far away from you as possible. But you insisted on going with her anyway.
What are you talking about? I went there to go and support her. She's my brilliant daughter and I would do anything for her.
Well, she explained to me how she cracked under the constant pressure that you were putting on her, and that's why she dropped out of her school. She told me about how she's married and has a kid now, and that she's very happy with her life, and regrets the way she treated her brother when she was younger.
How dare she stab me in the back like that? Doesn't she understand how much I sacrificed to go and be there with her? So what? You're telling me that I'm just alone, that everyone thinks I'm the bad guy just because I was trying to do what's best for my children? How is that fair?
She even told me to tell Ted that she's so sorry for everything, and that if he can ever forgive her, that he's welcome to go and see her. If you still think that's what's going on here, then I think this conversation is over. Have a nice life and just leave us out of it, okay? Before moving to Italy, my mom actually worked from home with an online job. She figured that she would be able to move because she could work as long as she had a computer. But apparently the time difference was too much for her company, and after she moved, she quickly lost her job. She thought that she could get it back when she moved back here, but her company wasn't hiring. Realizing that she had no one willing to help her, she spent her savings to put money down on a small apartment, and she's back to working in person. I ended up blocking her on everything, and I have no idea what she's up to now. As for my new family and I, we're living in a nice cottage with a scenic view that provides plenty of inspiration for the art my dad and I make. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.